Well, hello on this Friday on the heels of the beginning of this major winter storm affecting Minnesota and Wisconsin. The center of the system well to the south. Ideal setup though. We've got that swath of snow that's been filling in really rapidly overnight into the morning hours and taking its time as these things normally do as it starts to move into a drier atmosphere. I had a few questions about this, and this is pretty typical with pretty much every storm system, why we get this donut hole. And that's the way the radar works. The radar beam goes out at an angle from the tower so that you're actually seeing snow further away falling aloft rather at the ground. And so when we look at that weather balloon data, this is the balloon that was launched from the Weather Service this morning, you see this big gap between the temperature and the dew point. Temperature is the line on the right, dew point the line on the left. That's a very dry layer of air here, just about several thousand feet above the ground. So it takes some time for that snow to fall through the atmosphere, moisten up that layer, and increase the relative humidity so we can get snow falling on the ground like we're starting to see now. So here are some trends in the models. This is looking at the median of the model, so that middle number of the ranges. Started out yesterday at about 6 inches, started to go up through the day and into yesterday evening 8-9 inches, and now we're kind of back down to 7, so the model is sort of settling in on that range of about 6 to 8 inches. Now this is for the Twin Cities proper, MSP. If you're in the Southeast Metro, it's going to be a different scenario. We'll talk about that, but still a range of 4 to 6 on the low end, 8 to 10 on the high end. But again, that middle range, right about that 6 to 8 inches. I think some spots could see as low as 5 though. So 5 to 8, that more confident range for, again, the Twin Cities proper. North differently, south differently. So here's the snow falling through the afternoon as you can watch the clock here, 4 o'clock, maybe even a sleet mixture in the far southeastern corner of the state, but staying all snow here. So at least we don't have that problem to worry about. And then midnight, still snowing, but lighter. So the heaviest snow is going to be late afternoon into the evening hours, and then it all wraps up by probably 3, 4, 5 a.m. So I've kind of outlined here this dashed line. This is where those heaviest snowfall rates are going to follow. That's where we're going to see at times 1 inch plus inches per hour. So that's why just southeast of the Twin Cities is where it could really add up. So this is looking at snowfall rates. And you want to pay attention to the darker colors. Those are the amounts that are getting closer to 1 inch per hour rates. And you can see that very narrow area of some heavy snow skirting just to the southeast, kind of clipping the southeast metro. But the heaviest rates are done by 10 o'clock. So really about 3 to 9 p.m. in the Twin Cities, that's going to be the heaviest snowfall. Looking at the amounts, on the lower end about 5 inches, but if we look at the higher end of totals, that's where it could get upwards of 8-9 inches. And again, the southeast metro, different scenario, closer to 10, 11, and about 7 on the lower end. But if you're in the northeastern suburbs, you're looking at maybe 3 to 6. In St. Cloud, an inch or 2, that's going to be it. And there'll probably be a sharper cutoff than this even. So again, metro totals will literally range from about 3 to 10 inches. Closer to 3 if you're in the far northwest, and closer to 10 if you're in the far southeast, and that heaviest band cutting through just to the south and southeast of the Twin Cities. And then we're still talking about some crazy warmth next week. Big upper level ridge develops, which means a total change in the air mass, regardless of the snow on the ground. Now that'll maybe initially keep temperatures down, but we're talking about highs well into the 40s, if not some 50s, and there are still a couple outlying models that try to push us to 60, which would be record-shattering territory. But this is sort of a blend of that, and you can see 50s across southern Minnesota. That would melt at least a couple of inches of snow just that day, and 60s right up into Iowa. So yeah, we're going to be definitely thawing a lot next week. And behind this system, it's not going to get real cold either. So roads will clear up nicely tomorrow and Sunday. We're going to have sunshine, temperatures that'll be just below freezing tomorrow, but with that sun on the roads, it's really going to melt it off, especially when you combine the salt, and then gradually warming up to that peak of 52 on Wednesday, and we do cool off after that. It's not going to stay in the 50s, so that's the good news there if you're hoping to hang on to some of that snow.